Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. Today we are going to talk about the Burninator, the Burnination, the devastating new deletion of DEC that's been announced via blog post on Hive. Splinterlands' 5th anniversary event, the Great Burning. This is a new announcement. It came out 3 hours ago, and so maybe you've already read about it or heard about it, but I'd love to share my thoughts on what this means for us and also who this is benefiting, because I saw some interesting and maybe a little bit salty comments on the Hive blog post about how this is for only certain audiences. And so I hope you'll stick around for this one as we unpack all of that. But before I get into any of this, my name is Dwayne Cunningham, and I go by Infidel1258, and I cover Splinterlands all day, every day, because it's changed my life, and I think it could change yours. Plus, just blockchain-based video games, I think, are revolutionary, so that's what we talk about. If that sounds interesting, like and subscribe. And before we get into the actual meat and potatoes here, I want to make sure I shout out SplinterCoach. SplinterCoach is a website that will track your personalized battle data, meaning your history of games. And it'll give you two things. One, an ability to better understand why you win and lose in certain rule sets and conditions, as well as at every mana cap. Plus, a lot of entertainment as you explore that data. I'm finding a lot of surprises in it. I'm enjoying the app, and you can try it for free for 7 days if you're interested. Splintercoach.com. Thank you for the sponsorship, guys. Let's get into it. So, as I said, there is a new post. The Great Burning is what they're calling it. And it's in celebration of the 5-year anniversary of Splinterlands' existence in the website, which used to be called Steam Monsters. That's when I discovered this thing. I think 4.5 probably years ago, I discovered this game. And initially, it literally wasn't even a game. You could buy packs, and that was it. There were just these collectible NFTs, but then the game later came. And then beta packs, and then later reward cards, and what else? Promo cards, and eventually Untamed and Dice, and now Chaos Legion and Rift Watchers. So much has changed in that period of 5 years. From literally dozens of players, dozens, like nothing at all, to tens of thousands of players playing daily now. And during the peak of the bull, 400, 500,000 accounts playing. As we well know, a lot of that was bot activity and probably maybe continues to be. But man, not only has where we've come from to where we are now been this dramatic sort of growth and development, the vision, in my opinion, for where the future is so exciting. Plus, 5 years. It's only been 5 years. And this is such a brand new thing. The fact that you own your assets in a game like Splinterlands, you're rewarded for your time and attention. And though it might be trivial in nature, that opportunity to accumulate those trivial rewards can snowball because they can appreciate over years. And so you get these really inexpensive rewards, but one day those inexpensive rewards are worth more, giving you this retroactive raise on what you've accumulated. I love it. So if you don't know what this is, the deal is that as of Tuesday, May 30th, for 30 days, ending June 29th, there is a benefit to burning DEC or DEC-B tokens. Initially, on the very first day, players will receive 3 points for each DEC or DEC-B that they burn, and the number of the points received per DEC will go down as the days pass. And so it'll become more and more expensive to be the leader to be the person who burns the most. And burning the most is going to put you onto a leaderboard, which has insane rewards available. Where are these rewards coming from? The prizes will include player titles, land plots, Rooney, booster packs, including alpha packs, and to earn the awards, players will need to burn the DEC or DEC-B to reach leaderboard status. Now, it's not just to be the highest on the leaderboard, but that's one of the ways to win it. If you're the one who burns the most, you'll get leaderboard status. If you get this leaderboard status, you'll win some of these rewards. But it's also, there's a certain amount of it that's gonna be a random giveaway for all the participants, which is exciting because it might mean that you might burn a couple dollars worth of DEC and end up having essentially a ticket that might award you whether it's alpha pack or something else that's also cool. And what's really cool about this is, well, one, this is cool because we want to get rid of DEC. The more DEC we get rid of, the more likely we are to return to peg. When we return to peg, the more likely we are to see DEC being burnt, or SPS being burnt for DEC. And so the flywheel beginning. And so that's so important. And then this is Splinterlands, the team, putting their money where their mouth is. They're putting their own assets, because whose assets are these that they're trading away or giving away for these rewards? They're not new rewards that are being created out of thin air that's in a form of inflation. No, they are assets that already exist, with the exception of the titles, but that's separate and different. But the alpha packs and the land plots and the Rooney, these are assets that Splinterlands, the team, has set aside for promotional purposes, just like this. And so they're literally going to take tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of resources that they could and sell onto the marketplace, but they're going to give away to us to incentivize the destruction of DEC, the great burning of DEC, which again will ultimately help the game because it helps the economy, it helps kickstart the flywheel. And is this just for the riches of the rich who can strive to earn leaderboard status? No, there's random giveaways. I love that. More than that, it's not just for the leaderboards and the rich of the rich, the whales who can get onto that leaderboard, because it's for those who really believe in this sort of thing, because of the way that the point accumulation is being distributed. Like I said earlier, players will receive 3 points for burning DEC or DEC-B initially. But then that reward or that point total per DEC is going to go down as days go by. That means that those who are just eager to support this new burn, to destroy DEC, to see that flywheel be triggered, to inject kind of like new life into the DEC SPS, the economics of this game, to help the economics of this game flourish. If that's your interest, you're going to burn early, because you want to see the prizes, and sure, you'd love to win one of these cool prizes. But the thing is, you don't know if you're going to win. In the past, if you were watching a leaderboard, what you might do is just say to yourself, I'm going to wait till the last day, and then I'm going to burn only what I need to burn in order to steal the title right before the burn. And that implies there's like a strategic way to find your way to that top. But if the leaderboard if the early investors receive a greater reward than the later investors, it means some people are going to be wise people with some money in their pockets are going to move kind of some significant chips forward initially, never knowing what their opponents might try, but recognizing that the greatest opportunity to set yourself apart from others who are doing this burn would be in the first days. And so I think this is really strategic and thoughtful, and I think this probably will work in a bigger way than it would if they didn't do that sort of, let's say, scaled point payment for the DEC burn, right? Because if you just wait, people are going. If you give it 1 DEC equals 1 point, the whole from start to finish, you're going to see people rushing at the last minute. But with this, I think you go hard initially, you wait and see, and you top up as you need be. And even me, I think I'm going to take a bite and grab some DEC, and I'm going to throw it in the early days, May 30th. I'll burn whatever I'm going to burn, just to put myself in the running for some of these cool promotional opportunities and these titles. I love it. You get the Burninator legendary title. If you're in the top 10, you get a certain number of plots. You can get a tract of land, which would be absolutely insane. Now, I don't think I'm going to be anywhere near that, but I'm saying someone's going to get that. And you might say, well, that's just a whale. And somebody in the comments below talks about how this is just a whale benefit. And sure. Yeah. I mean, in some sense, it probably is. That is. But we want whales who have the most money to burn the DEC. Why? Because it's good for whales? No, because it's good for the economy of the game, which is good for every player in the game. So when these sorts of allegations, maybe we'll talk more about this later, but these sort of allegations where it's like it's whales versus non-whales and whales are benefiting from something like this, are not really thinking through what this could do if whales bite hard and burn significant amounts of DEC. But cool titles. And the Burninator is a reference to a cartoon, an online cartoon that I used to love. My girlfriend at the time, my now wife, introduced me to years ago. And it's funny because I recently on Twitter, I referred to this cartoon. I wonder if somebody at Splinterlands had seen this, but I referred to Burninator, and on a tweet where I was talking about how it would make sense if the next promo card was like a thing where you burn DEC. I think I said DEC to get a new card. And so it's like destruction of DEC leads you to get this title or this card. And that seems to be in part what's happening, including the references to Burninator and Trogdor and so much more. This is Homestar Runner. If you're interested, you can go Google Homestar Runner, and they actually have it in the post. So let's actually look at that quickly. In addition to the leaderboard competition and rewards, every 10,000 points that a player earns during the event will provide a chance to receive one of the following items from the prize pool. A land plot. There's 200 available. You get a land plot by burning 10k DEC. What's 10k DEC worth? Is that worth $8 times 0.00075? I think it's about $7.50. Is that right? 10,000 DEC. Yes. 000. Let's go over to Live Coin Watch. Bear with me for a second here. DEC, yep. DEC 000760. So yeah, roughly $7.50 in order to access an opportunity to win a one of 200 plots of land, one of 200 alpha packs, one of 250 beta packs, one of 500 untamed, and 1,000 nightmares. Okay, so the nightmare packs would be like financially not like maximally, you know what I mean? Like you would be paying $7.50 for a nightmare pack, and that would be in some sense a loss. But two things. One, this DC burn again is going to help the entire community. Plus two, you'd have an opportunity to win one of these cool things. And so it's almost like, you know, in some sense, doing this at that level is like buying a lottery ticket that might unlock something really cool. And if it doesn't, you're still helping the broader community. It's almost like buying 50-50 at your local, when your local charity runs like a 50-50, you have some chance to win something and you'd be happy if you do. But if you don't, you're supporting like a cool thing that you're pleased to be supporting in the first place. And Rooney are available. Wow. Players may earn one item from the list above for each 10,000 that they earn during the event. So if a player gets, oh yeah, that's right. You know what? It's not $7.50 because it's points, right? So I said 10,000 points, but I was thinking 10,000 DEC. So in fact, if one DEC gives you 3 points in the first day, you would really need to spend 3,000 DEC, something like 3,300. Let's see, 3,300 times 0.00075. So something like something like $2.50. $2.50 US is going to unlock one of these raffle tickets, which makes a Rift Watcher pack, a Nightmare pack, well worth it if you were to be one of those claimers. I'm going to guess, like, this is a lot of resources, man. This is a lot of assets that the team owns, and you can get a Rooney, dude, like a $700 Rooney. You could get a land plot. Of course, that's probably like a $50 land plot or whatever, but this is rad. This is rad. This is exciting. You should be excited about this because one is going to help your economy that you're a part of get better, get closer to peg. Now, it's not going to drive it to peg. I'm not saying it's going to be this miracle silver bullet, but we want every sort of step toward that. We should want every step that we can to be taken unto peg. And this is part of that story, I think. Plus, this is clearly a benefit to the entire community from the DEC burn perspective and what that might do for, peg and whatnot, but also a benefit to the entire community in that there's literally opportunities for people like you for $3 value to get an opportunity at one of these cool rewards. So no, this is not just about, massive whale rewards. In total, there were over 3,500 prizes given out as a part of the event, worth roughly $150,000 US. That's crazy. This team is putting their money where their mouth is, and that's something that we should recognize and appreciate. We'll read some comments in a minute and see what people are saying below. I want to see what this says. Guild power. In addition to the awesome prizes listed above, each DEC or DEC-B that is burned will be turned into guild power. What? dude, this is huge. I didn't read this part yet. I read all of the other stuff above before I went live here, but I didn't read this yet. This is awesome because it actually means that you're going to have my account that I'm burning this with will have guild power on it because of this burn. And that is something that bodes well for me being a desirable participant in a guild. Now, I run time and attention. And so, you know, I'm going to see power and benefit out of that within time and attention. But you know, you could imagine that you as an investor, and if you wanted to do this in the hopes of getting some of these rewards, some of these $150,000 worth of rewards, you know, again, you're not probably going to get these top 10 or whatever, top 200, but maybe you are going to earn some of these cool things for $2.50. And in the process, you're going to put some GP, some guild power onto your account. And if you don't know what this is, I think I summarized it right there. It's like a benefit within your guild, but let's just see what they're officially saying here. This means that if you burn 1,000 DEC during the event, when the guild power feature is released, you will receive 1,000 guild power. So it's every DEC you burn equals 1 guild power. It's not multiplier like the point basis that they described earlier, but it's 1,000 DEC would equal 1,000 guild power, and that you can apply to upgrade cost of any guild building. Wow. That's amazing because this means that it's like a double dip also. I hadn't thought about this side of it, but this is like essentially a double dip on your DEC. If you have a guild, I have guilds, and I want to upgrade those buildings. Well, I need to put DEC into that. But in this context, I could burn here and then apply that benefit over with the guild power once the guild power component of the game launches, and it's not yet ready, but that's okay. I'm willing to be patient, and I'm willing to trust the team in their saying that this will come. So then you can apply the upgrade cost for any of the guild buildings. Meaning, if I put in 100,000 DEC into this process, that's going to get me 300,000 points, which is one part of this picture, which is going to entitle me to essentially 30 of these possible opportunities. It's like 30 lottery tickets, but then it's going to give me 100,000 DC to accumulate or to apply onto my guild through guild points onto one of the guild buildings in my guild. And so it's like win, helping the economy, having this kind of lottery ticket experience for everybody randomly at the lower levels, plus the highest whales getting opportunities to win something cool. And then there's this guild power side, which is another kind of double dip on what I'm doing. Even if you're in a guild with maxed out buildings, we are planning to add a number of new guild buildings in the next few months. I don't know of anybody in guild buildings in a guild that has completely maxed out buildings. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's awesome that they point out this. We're getting new guild buildings in the next few months, as well as leaderboards for the guilds with the most guild power with lots of great rewards. So you'll have plenty. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. It's crazy to think about all the things that have happened in the past 5 years, both in Splinterlands as well as in the world in general. Project was called Steam in 2018, and the Hive blockchain didn't exist. No one had heard of COVID, and Bitcoin was worth about 7,000. The Splinterlands team is both honored and humbled by the unbelievable amount of support and determination we have been shown in our amazing community over the past 5 years, and we will see this event as a great way to give back to the players who make it possible, while also adding significant value to the ecosystem through burning DC. We want to give a big thank you from the bottom of our hearts to our players, both old and new, and we've stuck it out through all those ups and downs. Nice. Love it. This is amazing. This is so amazing. And let's just read a few comments. There's me, Consummate V's. Guy wouldn't know majesty if it came up and bit him in the face. That's a quote from the cartoon they're referencing. And if you want to check that cartoon out, they say it up here somewhere. He go, no, that in the event of a tie. Oh, if you don't know what the Burninator is, please click here. And I won't click there because I don't want to get, YouTube demonetization, but that's going to lead you over to the video in question. That's the reference, the source for the name. Look at this old school picture. Clove shouting out. She's been here for 5 years. She's throwing a tourney. Check that guys out. Shout out to Clove. Reseller, one of the very first. He might have been the one that pointed me to this game. I think I remember him talking about it and on his channel, on his would it have been 3Speak? I don't know anymore. But anyways, Jan Nilkar. I'm so happy being part of this community. Splinterlands is more than a game; it's a powerful community. EOJ, I'm going to say, EOJJ. DC burning be like, whales, thank you for being our biggest supporters and being here for the longest time. We want you to benefit the most. So for you, we give you the leaderboard. I'm really kind of over this. I really do want to be patient with this kind of stuff, but I have to admit, I'm frustrated with this kind of interaction because there was zero contemplation and consideration in a comment like that over what this means for the broader economy of our game. Is this your game also? Do you want Splinterlands to thrive? Then you should want DEC to return to peg. Do you have thousands of dollars to see that DEC to spend on DEC, which you will burn? Because if you don't, you should be happy to see opportunities being created where others who do will. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's as if there's a fire in front of you and you're like, well, what? The fireman's going to get paid to put out that fire? Oh, gross. And I'm like, huh? Just be glad someone's here to help that situation. And yes, there'll be a reward to the whales that throw big money at this. But there'll be an indirect benefit to you as well, dude. Come on, man. Guys, like, is this just bear market talk? Like, what's going on lately? There's a lot of this. There's a lot of this out there. Can we just take a deep breath about all this? The sky is falling. The developers are evil. And can we just recognize that complicated problems require complicated solutions, and the economy of this game falls under that topic and that reality. So he goes on, regular players, majority, every little DC burn helps. So you get a chance to get something, hopefully. At least you won't feel getting left behind. So it sounds fair. And there's like obviously sarcasm in there. New players, is there even any? Same, you can join the DC burn to get a chance of getting something instead of investing on sure assets like cards, etc. Smart move. Saw in some forum, is it accurate? Anyway, happy anniversary, Splinterlands. So I guess it's interesting that, okay, so first of all, there's a lot of sarcasm in here. And I think I don't get it because of the reasons I previously explained. But here's one more point I want to make on this. This idea that you believe, by your own words, that investing in assets such as cards would be better. Like you talk about getting cards as a you talk about the points and the opportunity to win one of those packs or whatnot as a chance, like a gamble. But then you talk about, well, I could take that same money and invest on a sure thing like assets such as cards. So that means you believe in Splinterlands. You believe in the assets appreciation. You think your money would be well spent buying cards and poorly spent buying, points. Then I don't think you understand what the DEC-B means, or sorry, the burn mechanic means. And I also think you don't understand the power that driving DEC back to peg would have for card holders. So I don't know, man. I hope you can hear me. And if you do, drop a comment below on this YouTube video. I don't agree with the tone of your comment or the content of it. Kanaku, quite accurate, but if you do the math, required DC burn isn't that expensive. You can get 10K points for less than $3 at the current price. Not to mention that on 10K points, you get a minimum of one pack. I am quite happy with the Chaos Legion pack. Isn't included in those prizes. So this person's saying like, okay, yeah, like it is going to help whales more, but look, it's only $3 and you're essentially getting an opportunity to win like an alpha pack, a Rooney, right? Look at those rewards again, guys. You're going to spend $3, you might win a Rooney. You're going to spend $3, you might win a land plot or an alpha pack. That would be really, really awesome. Plus again, driving, help toward this, plus getting the guild point benefit. And so some of you are going to say, well, I'm not even in a guild, so I don't care about that. It's like, well, get in a guild. Take full advantage of what this Splinterlands is, guys. Remember, like, there's more than just a rank experience here. There's a card economy. There's the understanding of the economy itself, and that includes DEC and SPS. There's so much more complexity here than I think some people are just, I guess, interfacing with. And the deeper you go in that conversation for yourself, the more likely you are to stand to benefit over a long time horizon, because you're going to have an accumulation of more, because you're taking advantage of various angles as opposed to one. So Kanaku or Con Aqua, I agree. This is how I feel. It's like, sure, yeah, it is going to benefit whales. I'm okay with that, because whales are the ones who are going to move the needle in terms of burning DEC. But secondly, they've actually made an interesting way through which individuals could benefit. That's cool too, isn't it? Can we be grateful for that? Like, can we actually say something positive right now about what Splinterlands is doing as opposed to just the constant salt? Queen Sylvia, great initiative by Splinterlands team to add more utility to DEC in 5 years anniversary of Splinterlands. Always great to see all those initiatives, including the idea to add more utility to SPS too. So here we go. Super controversial at this point. You guys have spoken. Many of you hate the SPS thing. There are many people who don't. Anyway, I was thinking that the way we celebrate the anniversary is doing more tournaments, maybe like 5-year anniversary. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's throw a 5-year anniversary tournament. I want to read a couple more, but there's lots. Let's read a couple more. The post has been crazy event with even crazier prizes. I love it, Peril. And let's see if there's anybody I recognize. Dave McCoy's out there. Happy anniversary, Splinterlands team. This is going to burn a lot of DEC. Great idea. Looking forward to it. Thanks for all you have done over the years. Yep. Anybody else? I guess that's it. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think this is an exciting new, very exciting new plan by Splinterlands. I think it's really genius how they're front loading the burn mechanic, meaning you almost have to go hard at first and you don't really know how much money is a good amount to burn if you want to access these like top 1 rewards with these legendary titles and a tract. Some people are going to want that. Tract's worth about 15 grand, isn't it? Like, let's have a quick peek. The tract's selling for about 14 grand on the non-card market, meaning that if you could go ahead and spend, let's say $7,000 worth of US dollars on DEC, you could unlock a substantial amount of points that might be enough to move, like to actually win that feature, to win that reward. Or maybe you get second, you get the plot. How many people are thinking that? $7,000 to $10,000, thinking, man, I'd love to get another track at a discount price, 30% off, 50% off. For them, that's what they're looking at. And you say, oh, it's so unfair. They get discounts on tracts of land. Yeah, but man, they're going to burn a crazy amount of DEC, which is beneficial to us. So we should be grateful that that's happening. And we should see that there's an opportunity in this for us. And so, man, this is exciting at every level, even if all you look at it from is the fact that other people are going to be burning DEC, because you don't have to participate in this, but other people are actually going to move the needle here to help our economy get back to a place where we want it to. And it does matter if DEC returns to peg. And just lastly, this guild power thing, like I already said, is almost a double dip on your money. It's as if you're putting money into your own guild to upgrade buildings that you will benefit from, but simultaneously you're unlocking an opportunity to get one of these $150,000 worth of rewards. That is awesome. I hope we can all agree. I hope to see comments in here that are positive on this one, guys. There's been so much tension now, and I understand it. We're in a bear market. My card prices are down too. But can we just recognize that this is actually something they're doing that really doesn't take very much work either, by the way. It's not like a huge development thing where the team is now distracted, right? This is like all they're really doing is saying, hey, we own 150 grand worth of stuff. Can we give it away and attract some DC destruction, some burn? And man, that's it. This is great. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. And I am looking forward to the comments on this one. I hope to see some I guess, rejoicing with me on this. But if not, if all it is salt, I'll read them too. And I'm going to engage and we'll see where we go with this one. But guys, thanks a lot. I hope you have an amazing day. God bless.